So, you're thinking of installing a cold air intake on your car. Is it worth it? Let's find out. Hi guys, and welcome back to SwiftySportSA, where today you join me in the first episode of That Carstuff Talk show. So, your buddies have convinced you it's time to get a cold air intake for your car. And you're wondering, is it worth it? Your time, your money, etc. Well, I'm going to talk you through my experience at least, because I've recently installed one on my car, and just to tell you my opinion and my experience so far over the last week that I've had it in the vehicle, and then we'll touch on the pros and cons of actually doing a cold air intake. So I'm sure most of you understand the basic concept of a cold air intake, and just as a broad spectrum, just to re-explain, the whole idea is that you've got cold air coming in from a different location rather than the standard air box. The reason for this is cold air is denser, thicker, so it's better for the engine. Hence, denser, thicker air means more fuel, bigger bang, and theoretically more power. The idea is to try and locate this air intake as far away or as the furthest point away from the engine to draw in true colder air than the standard airbox. Like I said, guys, I'm just going to talk you through my experience and my opinion. Let's get stuck in. So, is it really worth it installing one of these on your car? And the answer is, well, it depends. It depends on a lot of things. First of all, it depends on your expectations. If you're expecting this to make mass power just by bolting on a simple steel or aluminium pipe with a cone filter to give you mass horsepower, no, it's not going to happen. Reality is it might benefit the car a little bit. You might get a few percentage increases on the car. Let's dive into this. So recently we installed one on my car, and what have I experienced? I recently met up with my buddy who's a mechanic, and he helped me install this. And I'm glad I did, because I soon discovered that we needed to move things around. You'll see we needed to move the water bottle, the overflow water bottle around just to make space. So some planning needed to go into it, as we couldn't just fit it. From there, obviously I'd bought all the parts I needed, but he had some extra bits that I didn't even realize we needed, which we discovered in the moment. And if I was doing this on my own, I wouldn't have been able to achieve it without that. So, the biggest mistake I see online is watching people put on a cold air intake and it's actually situated right on the engine, which is more of a short ram intake. They're calling it a cold air intake, and even if it's got long piping to get it away from the engine, they're somehow bringing it back on top of the engine. Now, I've seen that happen a lot with specifically my model of car, with my Suzuki Swift Sport. You go online and you find a bunch of cold air intakes which are actually situated on top of the engine. Now, all you're going to be doing is drawing in hot air into the engine, probably making the performance of the vehicle worse than the standard airbox. So, we decided to locate it as far away from the engine as possible. It's a small engine bay, but we put it into the left corner of the engine bay, as far away as possible from the hot air. And if you look through the grille, the front grille of the car, you can actually see it sticking out. Which tells me, it is directly getting cold air theoretically from when you are moving. So let's talk about the pros and the cons and my experience. So the pros, first of all, it's a cheap mod. It's probably the cheapest performance mod you can do. It's not going to break the bank. It's a few parts. Get a buddy to help you install it. And you don't have to go for a super expensive air filter. I went for a cheap one personally just to test the waters. And going forward, I'll probably end up going with a brand performance filter, which has technically a lifetime warranty where you can keep reusing it for a lifetime. So that's pro number one. Pro number two, it sounds incredible. You get this low end rumble, even when you're just sitting, coasting slowly, you get this low end rumble, especially at the low end, and you can hear that induction sound at the low end. You can also hear the sound in the mid-range, and then when you floor it, you hear it climb. From the mid-range to the top end, you can literally hear the air coming in, and it's made the car overall louder. Not super noticeable, but enough to be like, okay, there's been work done here. Look, to be fair, I've done a decat on my car as well, but all it's done is made that decat slightly louder. Next, pro would have to be, it's meant to increase power. So generally from the book, on paper, it's theoretically going to increase power on the car. Right, let's talk about the cons. The first con would have to be economy. I mean, a lot of people actually advertise saying that a cold air intake will improve your economy. But here's my thinking. I haven't stopped revving the hell out of the car and enjoying the sound of it that I'm burning more fuel no matter what. Maybe if I start driving economically, I'll see a better or an improvement. But at this point, no, I'm burning more fuel. The next con would have to be, it's not as easy as I thought. I did need my friend to help me, and even if I had all the parts we discovered in the moment, because it's custom, you're gonna need certain parts, and I would never have had those parts, and him being a mechanic, he had them ready on site. So if you're gonna do this on your own, there can be a bit of a con to doing that. Just do some research to see what others are doing and how you can, get your hands on these little extra parts that you may need. The next con didn't affect me, but may affect you. A lot of people suffer from getting engine code faults on their display, whether it's an engine light or just any code error from doing this. Now, most people say, oh, but you need to just include the airflow sensor, which we did, and it worked on mine. But I've heard of cases where people have still incorporated the airflow meter and have still had this error. It's obviously computer sensitive, brand sensitive to your vehicle. I don't have a fix for that, but just bear in mind that you may get an engine code error, and you might need to actually take your vehicle to someone to clear the code. Another con would be, if you're gonna do this and you still have a warranty, I mean, technically you're voiding your warranty. So just be wary of that, or do some research. Maybe your warranty company doesn't care really about something as small as this, which is technically just a air filter change. But yeah, just be wary of voiding your warranty. And then the biggest con, guys, would have to be, a lot of people have installed these cold air intakes and have actually felt power decrease. Okay, in my situation I haven't, which we'll talk about a bit, but a lot of people have felt a power decrease, or have taken it to a dyno and have discovered they've lost power, because a lot of these air boxes manufactured with your vehicle, a lot of science has gone into these things to plan the compression and how it's going to work. Okay, yes, it's going to keep the car quieter, but it's all about compression and how the car breathes, etc. So in certain cases, there's been a known history where installing a cold air intake or a short ram intake, you actually lose power. So just be wary of that, do some research. I'm going to dive a bit into mine and tell you the straight up answer. Was it worth it for me? And the answer is yes. For me, it was worth it, but let me give you a little bit more information. I believe installing a cold air intake on my naturally aspirated vehicle was worth it because I have done other mods to the car. The car feels, since I've done the intake, like it is pulling a lot harder. I can feel it. So you often hear questions like, how do you know it's making more power? Have you dynoed it? And no, I haven't dynoed the vehicle. So truthfully, I don't know if it's really making any more power, but it sure as hell feels like it is. Lower end, there's absolutely no difference. In fact, some people say you technically lose a little bit at the lower end. I can't really feel the difference just coasting in traffic and just robot to robot slowly. But once I floor the vehicle, if I'm sitting in the mid-range, I can definitely feel a difference. I can hear a difference, but I truly believe the cold air intake is doing what it needs to do for my car, because I've also done a decat on the exhaust. The car is breathing in better now and was breathing out better from before, so together it's complementing each other. I do not believe that a cold air intake on its own will have much of a difference. Sure, it'll sound great, it'll make your car sound a lot better, but to truly reap the benefits of it, I don't think you're gonna feel it if you've just done the cold air intake. If you've done a decat like myself, which I will talk about in another video coming up soon, I feel like the two complement each other, so yes, it was worth it. Another thing you might hear is,
but you haven't even put it in a heat shield. Isn't that a problem?
So no, I haven't put a heat shield box around my filter just yet, and I do plan on doing that. Do I believe in my case where mine is situated that it's going to make a huge difference? I don't think so, but theoretically it's correct to want to put one. I've seen a lot of scenarios where guys don't have the space and they need to put a filter somewhere and they just put the filter there alone without some kind of heat shield enclosure around it to create a seal between your hood and the filter. I believe they should do that. I mean, theoretically it makes sense. You're isolating the filter away from the engine and kind of trapping it between the bonnet and cold air coming through the grille. So look, I do intend in the future on doing it, but for now I've put the filter as far as we can into the corner of the vehicle at the furthest point away from the engine, and I think it's working okay. To take it to the next level, I will do an enclosure. So yeah guys, just to recap, overall opinion, I think a cold air intake is worth it. Do a bit of your research. You may find it's not actually worth it for your system. For your car, there might be complications, etc. But at least in my case, I was willing to try it. I tried it and it worked. Yes, I believe it worked. It only worked because it was complemented by other modifications, but these are the things we've got to look at. Maybe you start with a cold air intake and then you do the exhaust, where I did the exhaust and then the cold air intake. Anyway guys, so I know there's a lot of confusion out there. I hope this helped a little bit just to tell you what I think overall about the situation. And yeah, thanks for joining me. We'll be talking about a DCAT going forward, the pros, the cons on the next episode. Check you soon.